Hi, MELA. My name is Jamie O'Neill, and I'm the Executive Director of GROW. I am really excited that we are joining you and helping build a school garden. I just wanted to touch base today and give you a few updates on how the project is going. So first off, I actually started an education as well. I went to undergrad for teaching and taught in Switzerland for 3 years after college. I soon realized that even though at this boarding school we all had access to the same food, people were choosing to eat differently, and the outcomes of their performance in school and their performance on the volleyball court and performance outside of school was affected by what they were eating. So I came back to the US. I went to UWL for grad school to see if I could help find a program or an initiative or something to help kids eat more healthy. Because I found that just by telling them to eat healthier wasn't really working. And in grad school, I studied a bunch of different things and found that school garden education had the best results out of all the different things that I was studying in terms of getting kids to eat healthier. Since then, I've been lucky. Right after graduation, I joined up with some parents who are also interested in getting kids to eat healthier, and they were starting to create this organization that we now know as GROW. And since we've started, we have realized that not only are children eating healthier, but the time that they're spending outside and in nature has so many great benefits for them. So I'm excited that you guys are interested and willing to put in a garden at your school and learn firsthand about the benefits that these gardens are giving students. So yeah, I guess just a little bit more about the organization of GROW. We currently serve 7 different schools. I should say fully serve, meaning that we have helped with the installation of the garden. We help maintain and oversee the maintenance of the garden, and we lead educational sessions to classrooms and to teachers in these garden spaces. Most of the schools that we do work in, their PTO provides a piece of the funding for us doing these things. With your school, we are just really excited about both the mission of your school and how your school, maybe the whole concept of your school. So we are helping fully fund, or I should say look for funders for the school and not requiring the PTO or the parent-teacher organization donation that we typically get at other schools. So moving into your school, we have met over the phone a few times with the garden committee, and that's a committee made of 5 different individuals at your school, and we're touching base about the timeline and just kind of getting the initial things off and going. We've also had some video conference calls with Open Door, and they are really excited to that we are installing and helping install the garden. They're excited partly because they were looking to do this prior to you guys even being in the building, but found it hard to do it by themselves. So we're glad we can offer that assistance and create the garden in this space. They are thinking that they will help maintain the garden over the summer, which can be a huge help, especially if there are not parents that can come during the summer. So kind of where we are timeline-wise, we're hoping this spring that any interested classrooms can help us out with 2 different activities. The first activity being helping find the ideal location for the garden. And before we do that activity, we'll have a few locations picked out both by the garden committee, Open Door, and the custodian. This will be 2 or 3 different locations that are pre-approved. And then the students will go out and rate these locations on distance from water, on soil, on how much sun they get, and really try to help pick out the best location for the garden. We will send, we already have the worksheet uploaded to a Google Drive that's shared with the garden committee, but we will also be sending video instructions for any classroom that would like to participate in this. We'll just wait until it gets a little warmer and the snow melts because it's a little hard to do in this weather. And then secondly, we will have any interested classrooms also do an activity where they get to help design the garden. And then we'll be taking pieces of these garden designs that the kids come up with to come up with a full garden plan. And right now we have an estimate of what a typical garden costs, and this can, or we can tweak after we get that full design, but for right now we just have kind of a general budget, again, that has been pretty typical for the other gardens that we've helped install. The garden budget is 15 grand, which may seem like a lot of money. A lot of people are a little shocked by that price. First off, that includes all of the installation and the supplies. So really only this first year is this expensive. After the first year, once the supplies and the installation are over, this is much more reasonable and more around 6 to 7 grand. And that helps pay for the ongoing education and overseeing the maintenance and any repairs or seeds or different things like that that we get throughout the year. Grow will help hire someone that can help lead these education sessions. So typically at the schools we're at now, we do 3 education sessions in the spring with every single classroom at the school and 3 in the fall. If that doesn't sound like a lot, we also do open garden recess lessons and after school lessons for schools that are interested, and again help oversee that maintenance. Teachers are able then to use this educational platform as they please. So teachers can come out and do a reading lesson or a math lesson in this space whenever they'd like. So for you that seems like that's not enough time in the garden, again, know that you are welcome to bring out your classroom as you wish. As far as installing the garden, we are hoping that as long as funding comes through, we could do this in late April or in May of this year. If we do not have enough funding, or even as a school, if you're feeling, this is that feels a little rushed, we can wait until September and do it right as the kids are coming back from summer vacation. So again, we'll just kind of keep you posted both on the funding side, but then you guys can also let us know how you're feeling in terms of installing this spring. So I guess I'm just asking for a few quick things, or maybe not quick, but easy things that you can help us with over the next few months. One is if you guys can start drumming up some interest with students, that would be great. This could be simply putting a garden fact in the morning announcements at your school. It could be, for some interested teachers, integrating some garden things into lessons if you haven't already, whether that's just reading some more garden-related or outside and nature-related books, if that's doing a math lesson on the area of a raised bed and how much soil you would need. Really, it's up to you, but any interests or thoughts you can get students to start thinking about gardens would be great. Secondly, we have started a funding page and we've raised about $500. We're looking just for this initial crowdfunding to do about $1,500. A lot of the funders up to this date are me and some of my relatives that I know that live in the cities. But if you do happen to know anyone who really does like gardening or would like to help with this project, we'd love if you would just forward that on. Or if you know any businesses that may be interested. I know your school, sometimes you ask for funding through these or through different businesses as well. So I'm not asking, as a school for you guys to go out and ask businesses, but if you have any connections, especially with businesses who specifically support garden or outdoor and nature things, if you would like to pass on that information or connect me and that person, that really helps. We have been able to connect, and we are talking to Boston Scientific, Medtronic, and Thrivent. So we do have connections already at those businesses and are working on asking for funding there. But other places like Great River Energy, Family Foundations, Allina Health, United Health, anything like that, I'd love to hear any connections. And last, we will try to do a media release and get either the news or the newspaper over to your school in the next month. Once that article comes out, if you can just share that with people, whether that's on Facebook or just be spreading the word that we are looking to install this outdoor learning space for the students, that really helps drum up interest. So with that, again, I just want to say thank you. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out. My email is Jamie, Jamie, at growlacrosse. That's LACROSSE.org. And you can also look at our website. We're creating a website for your school garden. So feel free to look at that, and we look forward again to the spring and working with MELA. Thank you.